There comes a time for most of us in business when that moment arrives is when you have to think seriously about closing your business. There comes a time when circumstances are outside of your control and you have no choice but to stop. But what are the warning signs that you should be looking out for to know that your business is suffering some degree of distress, that things aren't going quite well? Well, it's a combination of things, and that's what I'm going to be exploring in this week's I Hate Numbers video. What are the signs you're looking for when things are not going as they should be and disaster is around the corner? Hi folks, welcome to I Hate Numbers. This is the channel that's got a simple mission, and it's a mission that I've been applying for over 30 years. And it's about helping business owners make more money, and by money I mean profit, improving financial awareness and literacy, reducing stress, anxiety and tax liabilities, and having the businesses that we aspire to. What's not to love about that? Let's crack on with the video. Now, what are the warning signs that we should be looking for? Now, the key thing is we need to make sure we got some form of system, and I'm not talking about big fancy computers, something that tells us, highlights those important indicators in our business that saying things are going wrong. If you visualize, if you're driving a car, typically we have an odometer, a dashboard that tells us the speed that we're traveling. If we're going too quickly for the area that we're in, we slow our speed down. Tells us what the fuel gauge, how much fuel is in the tank. If we're running low on fuel, we know we take some corrective action accordingly. Similarly in your business, there are certain things you should always be monitoring and always be keeping an eye on. Number one is cash. There's a truism in business that once the cash runs out, once you run out the access to cash, close the lights on your way out of the building, you will not survive. It's as simple as that. Cash does not lie, and when you lose the access to cash, you cannot pay bills, you cannot reward yourself, you cannot pay suppliers, you cannot invest, and that is the end. You can actually continue without making profits, but cash flow is a definite no-no, certainly lack of it. So you should be keeping an eye on your cash flow in your business, and there are 2 or 3 devices that you can tap into. If you've got credit customers, so in my own business, we supply services, we give our clients time to pay their bills, and it's really key for us that we keep an eye on if they're exceeding their credit terms. It could be for good reasons or otherwise, but we need to keep an eye on that. If they take longer than we expect, longer than we've given them terms for, there's going to be problems ahead. So make sure you've got some way of monitoring that time it's taking your customers to pay their bill and making sure you've got a good, solid credit control system in place. Keep an eye on the bank balances. That's a quite quick and easy thing to do. If you supply inventory, if you're a manufacturer or a retailer, look at the speed of which inventory is manufactured or bought in and how quickly it leaves the warehouse or the factory floor. We're going for as quick as possible. Other factors that we look on, by all means, this is no means a comprehensive list. We should also be having a cash flow budget, a plan that tells us what cash should be coming in, what cash is going out, and we should be monitoring that at least on a monthly basis. What can we look at outside of the cash arena? Well, look at your client base. Is your client base declining in the sense of, are you getting less customers? Are they spending less for each transaction? Are they declining, or are you over-reliant on 1 or 2 customers? If so, there's danger ahead. Other things that we're watching out for. If you're a company or a business that buys in supplies, is it more difficult to get those supplies? If so, then you've got shoots of problems emerging. Other things that we're looking out for is, if we look at certainly the financial figures that we've talked about, look outside of the financial arena. Is a situation that we're taking much longer to deliver work than we would think so? Is that resulting in a lot more customer complaints that are going on? If so, then we might have issues internally. Have a look outside of your firm. What's the competitive pressures looking like? Where do you position yourself in the marketplace? What's your current capacity like in terms of delivering those goods and services to your customers? All these things that are going on here, make sure you've got some way of collating it and focus what's important for your industry, for your business. Monitor, review, and take action. Now, if the inevitable does happen, you're running out of cash and you're starting to put your own funds into that business, then there is a big warning sign there. If your margins are declining, so the levels of profits that you're making are declining, that means there's going to be a declining cash flow as well. Critically, where are you in terms of your projections? a key thing for any business or creative organization is to make sure you've got some form of budgeting and planning system in place. If you found this video useful, I'd love it if you could share it with those who will benefit from that. And if you're finding yourself in that vortex of financial pain and distress, you're not quite sure what to do with your business, then by all means, seek the support of those in your network. Contact me if you need further support and help. And until next time, folks, keep that in between your ears, keep it healthy, and keep it wise.